Jarrell Delay, the utter madman of a developer behind one-man studio Sungrand, continues to surprise by releasing free homebrew games in addition to his commercial game releases. He's recently released his first PSP game, Silver Falls Battle Fever Galaxy-Bound Curse. There's very minimal story here, as it's an all-gameplay-focused score chaser, but it uses the aesthetic and setting of Galaxy-Bound Curse, hence the subtitle. Obviously, being on the PSP instead of the Game Boy, the sprites are a lot sharper, with a lot more of the world on screen at once, but it's still unmistakably based on Galaxy-Bound Curse. As it's a PSP homebrew, you'll need either a PSP with custom firmware, a PS3 with custom firmware, a PS Vita or PS TV with custom firmware and Adrenaline, or, the easiest option, an emulator like PPSSPP. The gameplay is very simple. You run around in the woods by a small lake or large pond, and kill all of the cryptids and mutated animals you see. Or at least kill as many as you can, they spawn endlessly. There's a campfire to the south side of the pond that you can use to your advantage. Lure enemies into it, and not only will it delay them as they have to go around, but they'll take heavy damage when they hit the fire. You play as Sheriff Fred, so your primary weapon is his gun, but you can pick up secondary weapons that you find as you run around the map. My personal favorite is the bear trap that you can place in front of approaching enemies for some extra damage, but there are several different options. I'm absolutely terrible at this game. My high score has yet to break 1,000, but it's a lot of fun and perfect for pick up and play when you have 5 or 10 minutes to kill. On the subway or pooping at work, whip out your PSP and take a little Silver Falls break. Because of the higher resolution and sharper image of the PSP compared to the Game Boy, the game looks fantastic. It retains the style of Galaxy-Bound Curse, so you still got the limited colors and the sprites, but everything just looks so sharp and crisp here. The sound design is classic Silver Falls, and feels very much like what a Frontier game mode in Galaxy-Bound Curse would have been if the Game Boy could have handled that. Between rounds, you spawn at the campground behind the bar in town, and there are people you can talk to both inside and outside of the bar. This is the only real bit of story in the game. The characters that spawn seem to be random, and their dialogue is mostly references to other games, some released, some still in the works, and they sound more like regular lore drops to the uninitiated, but they are clear and apparent allusions to longtime Silver Falls fans. Silver Falls Battle Fever Galaxy-Bound Curse is not only the first Silver Falls game on PSP, but also the first in a planned Battle Fever sub-series that Jarrell plans to expand to other game styles. I don't know when it will be ready for release, but I do know he has one in the works based on 3 Down Stars, and I am definitely excited for that. I've played games that I paid real-world money for that were a lot shallower and less entertaining than this, and all this game's going to cost you is nothing. It's a free download. With that in mind, you've got no reason not to download it and give it a try. Who knows? You may end up liking it and want to check out Galaxy-Bound Curse, which is also a free download. My rating for Silver Falls Battle Fever Galaxy-Bound Curse is a C.